Hey everyone, it's Chris LeBlanc, broker here at DOBI Real Estate. Today we're talking about new construction, and I got three guys here right now that specialize in this area, and we kind of want to kick it off with some questions to give you some insight into how this world works. Why don't we start off by kind of introducing you guys, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got in the business.
My name's George Thomas, and I've been in the licensed full-time real estate business for 9 years, representing sellers and buyers. And during that period, I developed a niche with a couple builders, primarily building new construction in the southern Oakland County district.
Nice.
Vic Simjanoski, got into real estate about 6 years ago. Did manufacturing before that. Got into new construction. It was something I always wanted to do. Loved building houses, loved designing houses, so teamed up with a few builders here in the Birmingham, Bloomfield area, and that's pretty much my specialty is new construction.
Saverio, Montalto. I've been in real estate for 10 years doing real estate only, but my family comes from a construction and building background, so I'm actually third generation. And it created a niche in the market because I came from the construction side, so I just know both ends of the business.
All right, so you guys kind of touched on a little bit, that this was a niche that you created kind of over time. So, was new construction something, that you kind of started out in, or did, at what point in your career did you really start doing it?
I knew right when I got in I wanted to do new construction. I figured what's the easiest way to create inventory? Build houses. Doesn't matter what happens with the economy. Building houses, you're always going to have at least one or two listings. So building was the way I thought of generating listings for myself.
Saverio.
So me, when I first got into the business, I was already working for a lot of the builders in like the Royal Oak market, and we built a few homes ourselves. So the transition when I went from construction to full-time realtor, that was my network. That was the people I knew. So I stayed with that network and just transferred into a different sector of the business. And then from the buyer standpoint, the buyers always felt more comfortable with me because I knew that new construction market really well. And you can also take that construction knowledge into just any home buying process.
When you look at today's market, is there, a point where like new construction becomes more appealing than just buying an existing home?
The first thought that comes to mind is it's a solution to the so-called inventory shortage that we're living in right now. So although many of those new construction opportunities are, whether they're condo or single family, there's some HOA considerations that you need to consider. But new construction, you can align yourself and not have to be in that competitive mode with existing sales.
So you have a client that wants new construction. What are some of the challenges that kind of, get presented?
I think new construction, you have to actually take the buyer's expectations and bring them down to a level where it's realistic, because both of you guys probably agree, they think doing a new construction, they get everything included, all the bells and whistles. Their price point is at $800,000, for example, but their budget in their mind's at 1.5 for what they can get, but the house is actually an $800,000 house, and getting their expectations back down to reality where they have to sacrifice a couple of things to get what they want at the price point that they're looking at. So that's probably the biggest thing with new construction that I find in the Birmingham area, is just getting buyers' expectations being realistic.
So, when you and your client are selecting a place for a new build, what are some of the things that you're looking for in terms of that land and location, if there is anything?
I think it really has to do with cost point. I mean, it's how you buy in every situation. So like everyone always wants to know, like, how am I going to be at the end of this? Like, what's this house going to be worth? I mean, it's how you purchase that home. So the construction cost, the carpenter is going to charge you just as much to do this work in Birmingham as he is in Shelby Township, Michigan. So that doesn't change, but your land value does change. So if you're looking for a bigger home, but here's your cost point, you're going to get more home in different areas because you're buying the land for less money.
Is there a difference between a new construction client and somebody who's just looking for a traditional home?
As you're doing a new construction, you're dealing with yourself, negotiating with the builder, then negotiating with the agent. So I think there's more of a patience that you develop in a new construction process that I think carries over to a regular purchase. So I think it's taught me to have a little bit more patience with both sides and all clients and builders as well. It's brought me to realize a lot of things can go wrong in a build process, and like a transaction, things can go wrong. So it's pretty much taught me to have thicker skin and to take my clients' feelings a little bit more into consideration.
All right, guys, thank you for your time. A lot of good information was shared, and I think a lot of people can take something away from this, so thank you.